In this video, Hannah's going to be demonstrating hip crossover stretch, palms down. So I'm going to have her bring her knees up with her feet straight out across from her hips, arms out at 90 degrees from her shoulders. And then she's going to bring her right ankle up and cross it on her left knee. Now she's going to take that right foot and drop it down onto the floor. And then she's going to turn her head in the opposite direction, and using her right hip muscles, she's going to press that knee towards the wall. She's going to hold this position for the allotted time of the menu, and then return back to neutral, and we'll do it again on the other side. Straightening her feet back up, keeping them straight and across from her hips. She's going to bring her left foot up and cross her ankle over her knee. Turning her head in the opposite direction and lowering her left foot down onto the ground. And then using her left hip muscle to press that knee towards the wall. Keeping her upper body relaxed and her arms and shoulders on the ground. Hold this position for the allotted time and then return to neutral. Hip crossover stretch, palms down. Okay, for this exercise, Hannah's going to be demonstrating the crocodile. So you want to start out on your back with your shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles all in alignment. So I want to have Hannah bring her left foot up on top of her right foot with her feet pointed up, arms out, palms down. Now she's going to rotate up onto her right hip using the hip and leg muscles, keeping those glutes and thighs tight as she turns to the right, keeping her arms and shoulders on the floor, and keeping her toes pointed forward. To hold this position for the allotted time of the menu, and then return to neutral. And then we're going to repeat this exercise on the opposite side. So placing her right foot on top of her left foot, keeping her arms out, palms down. She's going to rotate up onto the left hip, using those glute muscles, keeping those legs tight and relaxing your upper body. You're going to remember to breathe and hold this position for the allotted time of your menu and then return to neutral. This exercise is the crocodile. Okay, for this exercise, Hannah is going to demonstrate standing windmill. So you want to stand at the wall with your heels, hips, and shoulders all touching the wall. You're going to place your arms out at 90-degree angle from your body, palms out. Then you're going to start with your feet hip width apart, and then you're going to rotate and bend at the you're going to bend at the torso from one side to the other side for 5 reps each direction. So you're going to start going one way and then the other. We're going to do this for 5 times on each side, and then we're going to change the foot position, and we're going to spread the feet for the second position to about 1.5 feet apart. Heels against the wall, hips against the wall, shoulders against the wall, arms back up to 90 degrees, palms out, and then bend at the torso 5 times each direction. And then for the third position, we're going to spread our feet out a little bit wider to about 2.5 feet apart, keeping your heels, hips, and shoulders against the wall, arms back up to 90 degrees, palms facing out. And again, bending at the torso 5 times on each side. And then for the 4th position, we're going to return our feet to hip width apart. Arms back up to 90 degrees, palms facing out, and 5 more reps on each side. Bending at the torso. This is standing windmill. You will do each position 1, 2, 3, and 4 to complete this exercise. Standing windmill. Okay, for this exercise, Hannah's going to be demonstrating standing arm circles. So we're going to start with feet forward, feet facing forward, hip width apart. So you want your ankles, knees, and hips aligned. And then we're going to come out with our arms at 90 degrees, and we're going to use a golfer's grip here. So you want your knuckles curled under, thumbs pointing out and facing forward. In this position, keeping the arms up and the shoulders back, you want to squeeze your shoulder blades together, squeeze them together and down, and then you're going to start rotating forward. We're going to do 40 forward circles, about 6 inches. Okay, and then when you complete the 40 circles forward, we're going to stop and turn our thumbs back. So we're going to face our thumbs towards the wall. Make sure you're squeezing your shoulder blades back, arms up at 90 degrees, and you're going to do 40 circles backwards. And this completes standing arm circles. Today, Hannah's going to demonstrate static extension position. You're going to be down on your hands and knees, and you want to make sure your major low joints are all aligned. So in this position, you're going to have your hips over your knees and your hands underneath your shoulders and elbows. And you're going to walk your hands forward 4 to 6 inches. You want to keep your elbows locked. And then you're going to move forward, keeping your shoulders over your wrist and allowing your low back to arch with that forward movement. Drop your shoulders down and allow your head to hang. This is static extension position. For this exercise, Hannah's going to be demonstrating upper spinal floor twist. You'll start out in the fetal position with your arms straight out in front of you from your shoulders. Stack your knees together, and then you are going to take the top arm and extend it out to the other side of your body. Stretch it out, and then you're going to let your head follow that arm and look in that direction. You want to make sure you're keeping your knees and hips stacked together, and if you need to, you can use that bottom arm to place your hand on top of your knee to hold those together while you just breathe and allow your upper body and your chest to open up in this position. You're going to hold this for the allotted time on your menu. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So you're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So you're going to roll over, fetal position, keeping your knees stacked together, arms out. You're going to use your top arm to stretch out behind you, and then you're going to turn your head in the direction of that arm. You can use that bottom hand to keep your knees together if you need to. Hold this position for the allotted time on your menu. Upper spinal floor twist. In this exercise, Hannah will be demonstrating assisted hip lift. You're going to start out lying on your back with your arms relaxed at your side. You want to place one foot against the wall, with your knee bent at a 90-degree angle. You want to make sure you're keeping your foot, knee, and hip aligned here. And you're going to take your other foot and bring your ankle up and place it on that knee. And then using your hip muscles, you want to press that knee towards the wall. This is where you want to make sure that your butt isn't lifting off the floor and you're keeping your spine straight. And your upper body should be relaxed. Hold this position for the allotted time of your menu. And then we're going to switch legs and do it on the opposite side. So you want to take that other foot up and place it on the wall, keeping your foot, knee, and hip aligned. Bring your ankle up to your knee, and then using your hip muscles, press that knee towards the wall, keeping your spine straight and your upper body relaxed. Assisted hip lift. For this next exercise, Hannah will be demonstrating downward dog. We're going to begin on your hands and knees with your knees under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. You want to keep your elbows locked. You're going to tuck your toes in and lift up at the knees, moving back into a piked position. The goal here is to keep your knees locked in an extended position and allow for the arch in your low back to settle in, keeping your elbows locked also with your head down. You want to press down towards the floor with your heels, keeping your thighs tight. Hold this position for the allotted time on your menu, downward dog. Hannah's going to be demonstrating supine foot circles with point and flexes. Start laying on your back with one leg extended out. Bring the other leg up and clasp behind the knee. All movement should be coming from the ankle and not the knee. Begin your rotating circles for the amount on your menu in one direction, and then repeat the circles in the other direction, making sure your knee is not moving and you're keeping your extended leg out and up, foot up towards the ceiling. Now, for point and flexes, you can bring your foot up towards your shin and then point it out towards the wall for the number of repetitions on your menu. This is point and flex. And then we're going to shift legs, extending the once bent leg out, keeping that foot up. Bring your other knee up, clasp behind your knee, keeping that knee perfectly still, rotating for the amount of circles on your menu in each direction, and then finishing out with your point and flexes up toward your shin and to the wall. The important thing here is keeping your knee still and your extended leg straight with your foot up towards the ceiling. Supine foot circles and point and flexes. In this exercise, Hannah will be demonstrating air bench. You want to start with your feet facing straight ahead, hip width apart. You're going to place your back against the wall and walk your feet out until your knees are bent at about 105 degrees. Your low back should be pressed firmly against the wall, and most of your weight you should feel being held in your heels. Your hips here will be slightly above your knees and your feet will be slightly in front of your knees. You're going to hold this position for the recommended amount of time on your menu. This is air bench.